Hi, welcome to Holistic Mojo. I am Sahara Lee, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about mind prisons and what you can do to get yourself out of them. What is a mind prison? A mind prison is any belief, positive or negative, that limits your perspective on the world around you and the possibilities on the world around you. So it's really easy to come up with lots of negative limiting beliefs. So negative mind prisons, like I'll never be able to have this because of this. But it's a little bit more challenging to find the positive aspects of the mind prison. And I don't mean positive like in a, this is a great mind prison to be in. I mean positive as in it's hidden in our belief that it is positive. So let me talk a little bit more about that because that one's a little bit harder to wrap your head around. And I didn't even realize that mind prisons existed or positive mind prisons existed until very recently when I found myself eyeball deep in one. So I have my dream job. I get to travel the world doing healing work on a big, beautiful boat in the middle of the warm ocean, wind blowing through my hair. And I get to do this with the same group of people for usually anywhere from 7 to 14 days. So I get to take a small group of people through the process of healing their bodies. And I get to talk to them about food and body work and self-care and all sorts of things. And I absolutely love it. It is my passion. I love working with small groups. I love being on boats. I race sailboats. I love warm weather. It's like all the things I love boiled into one thing. And I was just so incredibly happy and blessed and grateful that I got to do this and get to do this. But I recently found out, oh shit, I just completely stuck myself in a mind prison over this. So I think part of the positives of a mind prison is also that it's easy and we are typically doing something that we love. And that's blocking us from all of our possibilities. So for example, I've got this job. I love this job. I end up having to have surgery 6 months ago and the surgery doesn't go as expected. So I end up not walking for 2 months and not being able to work for 6 months. So I kind of la-di-dying, whatever, bank accounts dwindling, doesn't matter because I have my dream job. And in 6 months, I'm going to be able to do that dream job. 6 months comes and the call for work doesn't. Things are slow and they don't call. There's no work for me. And I go into extreme panic, and then I slide into deep depression. Why? Because I believed I was only that job. And in the process of getting so caught up in the passion and the love and the joy and the satisfaction of the work I was doing, I forgot about the infinite aspects of myself. I forgot about all the things outside of that job that I do. I forgot that I've been doing healing work for 20 years, that I've traveled the world teaching yoga and teaching massage and teaching Ayurveda. I forgot that day-to-day clients exist, that I can be just as satisfied having clients that I don't see every single day, but that I see once a week or that I see once a month. And I just forgot that because I was so in love with this other job and I blocked myself because here I am without that job and I forgot who I was. I forgot all this infinite stuff. I forgot that I'm a published author, that I've written a book, The Conscious Alcoholic, on Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine. I forgot that I am 75% done writing my second book, which is called Drop the Bullshit. I forgot that I have a third book that's already handwritten and just needs to be put in a computer called Suicidal Tendencies. I just forgot I had all of this possibility. I forgot that I can reach out and touch you guys through these videos. mean, you've probably noticed you haven't seen a new video on my YouTube page in 3 years because I've just been busy doing other things. And I forgot that I also love this. And we can get so caught up, and we see this in relationships. Relationships are beautiful mind prisons. You fall in love and everything is great, and the world outside of that starts dropping away. Our friends start dropping away. Our hobbies start dropping away. And we put all of our energy into this one thing. Well, I put all my energy into this job. And when it was gone, I lost myself. I mean, I was just sitting at home, lost, depressed, some of the deepest depression that I have had probably in easily 20 years, since I was a teenager, and depressed to the point that I spent a lot of time and money getting a visa set up so that I could go and spend the next 9 months in Sweden with my partner. And I looked at him on video chat one day and I was like, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. The money's not there. I don't have the money. I'm not coming. And every single possibility that he offered me to fix the situation, I couldn't even hear him on because I was just so like blinders on. I'm lost. And we're not talking about like just some relationship that just started. We've been trying to make this relationship happen for 19 years. This man has been my best friend for almost 20, and we've been trying to do this for 19 years. And I was like, I have the visa, and I was literally just like, I'm not coming. I don't have the money. Because I had locked myself into this belief that I am only this job and there's no other possibilities of what I could do. So that is what we would perceive as a positive limiting belief that has locked you into a mind prison. So how do we get out? I can tell you how I got out of this one. I had absolutely nothing to do other than sit around and wallow in the fact that I was steadily running out of money, living with my parents, had no prospects, and was still rehabbing my knee. So I got a gym membership. I went to the gym every single day just to rehab and listened to positive TED Talks every single day, and just did a bunch of personal growth, but I was still really, really, really stuck until I started to think about what my possibilities were. So I heard this thing on the internet about it's totally possible. It's totally possible that. And I thought to myself, okay, well, let's start doing this. So every day, at the end of my day, I would sit down with my journal and I would write a full page of, at the top I wrote, it's totally possible that ... And then I just made a list down the whole page. And I had to fill that list fill that page every single day. And it started off really slow. Like, it's totally possible that, I will do an hour on the treadmill tomorrow instead of 45 minutes. It's totally possible that I'll get out of the house a little bit more tomorrow. It was so hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I was in such a bad place. It was so incredibly hard to put 20 it's totally possibles down. And they were so limited. I mean, it was just like, it's totally possible that I'll take a shower tomorrow. But it started to stretch me. And day after day after day, it started to expand my mind into what was possible. And it started to become possible to dream again. So if you've never seen the movie The Neverending Story, I highly suggest it. It's one of my favorite movies. But if you've never read the book, read the book, because it goes much more in depth into the idea of dreaming and cultivating that inner child. And I think that that's the number one way to break out of any prison that you have. when we're kids, everything is possible. And we become adults and we start to limit that. Like, it's not possible because of this. It's not possible because of that. So that book is great because it talks about adults and how we grow and how we lose that ability to dream. And it's like the second you stop dreaming is the second you start dying. So this It's Totally Possible exercise started to teach me to be a kid again and to find that wonder and that possibility. And it went from being something that was so limited in my ability to even think about what was possible. Within 5 days, I had expanded my possibility so much more. Within 5 days, I pretty much said, fuck this dream job. If I never do this dream job again, I'm going to be okay because I'm all these other things. And I remembered that I was all these other things. And I booked my ticket to Sweden, and I'm moving to Sweden to be with the man that I love. And everything is possible. And it was just a simple exercise of breaking myself out of this self-imposed prison by slowly starting to think what's possible. And some of you might be sitting here and being like, you know what? Screw you, Sahara. I am in between a rock and a hard place. I'm in between the biggest rock and the hardest hard place. And I'm stuck, and it is not possible. But I challenge you to start small. So it might just be, it's totally possible that there is a solution to my problem. It's totally possible that I can dream that there is a solution to this problem. That I can dream about dreaming. Start there. Start there. I can dream that I can dream. So it's totally possible that it's possible for something to exist to solve this problem. And then it's totally possible to believe that I can solve this problem. And it's totally possible that I can solve this problem. And it's totally possible that I am solving this problem. So start small, because when you're in that place of anxiety and depression and helplessness and hopelessness, it is really challenging to see that there might be a window. But it's about sitting there and being like, looking at that blank cement wall and dreaming that there could be a window there. And then believing that there can be a window there. And then seeing that there is a window there. And then thinking that you might be able to open that window, and just starting small and working towards a bigger picture. So I invite you to do a couple different things. If you're feeling like you're in a really great space right now, I invite you to start to look at your life and the places that you are limited. So make a list of, like, if money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, if the laws of gravity weren't an issue, like if you could take away all the rules and regulations on the planet, what things would you do with your life right now? What things would you buy? What things would you go and see? Who would you call? Take away all the like buts. Write a list of that. And then write another list that says, okay, well, what are my limiting beliefs around this? So I can't go to Cuba because I don't have the money, because I don't have a passport, because they're not allowing people to go to Cuba anymore. Make a list of all the things that you're telling yourself no. And then go ahead and ask yourself how you can start to dream outside of that. And if you are in a really hard place, start small. Start really small. It's totally possible that I can find joy. And then think about all the different things that bring you joy and list those out. and start to say, how do I bring those in my life? What are my limiting beliefs? I can't find joy because X, Y, and Z. I can't find love because of X, Y, and Z. I can't find my dream job because of X, Y, and Z. And then start to work on those beliefs. So take the positives and take the negatives and see where you're blocking yourself, because it's so easy to see where you block yourself in a traditionally negative manner. It's not always so easy to see where you block yourself in the positive manner, where you're already happy. But don't settle for happy. Don't settle for your dream job. Because once you've attained that dream job, well, now that's just another ceiling for you to break through. How can that dream job be so much more fucking amazing? How can that dream relationship be so much more amazing? How can everything in your life that's already awesome be so much more amazing? And that's going to help you with the areas that are maybe less amazing and how to make them even better. So that's my challenge to you. Go out there and see the darkness. Where can you put the light? And then define the light and see how much more bright you can make it. And enjoy this process. Aloha.